Cardano up well over 20% from its recent swing low, making its way into the top five cryptos by market cap. I have some good news. I have some bad news. I want to go over in this video as it pertains to ADA price on the charts. And I debated whether to start with the good news or the bad news first. I decided to go with the bad news. Before we do that though, I want to just, number 5, Cardano now the 5th largest blockchain. I saw Peter tweet this earlier and I was like, I didn't even realize it. I haven't really been tracking it too much. I've been kind of nonchalantly seeing it's like sitting at number 9, but you put aside the stable coins, it's number 5 in terms of cryptos, right? So number 5 crypto, $10 billion market cap or so. And this is Cardano in a bear market, in like the depression phase of a bear market. Top 5 crypto, that's not that bad, right? We've been tracking ADA for years. That's not that bad at all. But more powerfully, we're going to get into charts in a minute, more powerfully this. I said, are you still on board the ADA train with me? If you're excited about the future of Cardano, give this tweet and like a retweet. Let's make some waves together. This is what's so big. 3,383 likes, everybody. Now, I'm just saying, if you go on crypto Twitter, that's some good engagement for a bear market. It just is, right? Those are some bull market numbers. And what does that say? It just displays so nicely the power of the community. The power of the community right now with Cardano, it's got like the most solid foundation of a community. And that is huge in terms of bear markets. This is something you want to keep your eye on just with blockchains in general. I saw someone else tweeting about that, but it's such a good, I don't know, I don't remember who it was. It's just such a good point. What are the communities doing right now? And the community in Cardano is thriving. It is energetic. The devs, I mean, look at this, number 1 dev activity Cardano has. So these are big things, big indicators in the bear market aside from charts. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the good news, the bad news, and we're going to start with the bad news. The bad news is this. Actually, let me start on the daily chart. Here's the bad news, everybody. Yes, ADA is up, 20, 24%, almost 25% as I do this video. The bad news is the fact that we're in a bear market, and this keeps happening. This is the exact reason why it is so important to put aside emotion in these markets. Realize the time frame and where we are. We're in a bear market. There's some bullish things though, and there's definitely some good news, but we're in a bear market. And the bad news ties into the weekly here, which is to say, we're making a nice little move. We had a nice green candle on the weekly. It's not the first time we've seen a nice green candle on the weekly in this bear market. Take a quick look at this clip from 4 days ago. We're looking at another 30+% before ADA even tests that area. We've seen what happens at that area throughout this entire bear market. It has been a story of resistance, the story of resistance. And so that story of resistance is, we're still in that story. And that's kind of the bad news. The bad news is this isn't like a bullish confirmation video. This isn't us entering a bull market. And that is the bad news. And maybe to many of you, it's like, oh, that's not really even news. I already knew that, but that's good. We need to always reel in the excitement with these short-term pumps. And that's kind of what I'm here to do is I need to remind myself, listen, hey, ADA is approaching 30 cents right now. We're getting a pump. It's up over 20%. But listen, every crypto has these times to shine in these bear markets. We get these pumps. This is what it is. But let's focus on bullish confirmations. And so if we're looking at the weekly chart, we're going to start shifting and start talking about the good news, which is precisely that, the bullish confirmations. So weekly chart, as I did that video, it was 34% away or so, 34, almost 35%. Now, as I do this video, right around 20% away from the 20-week moving average. This is such a big area for ADA from so many perspectives. And what I want to show you actually is a visualization, and this is how my mind works. This is kind of what I picture when I picture the bulls, just trying to make it above, not only to that area, but above that area, a weekly close above that green 20-week moving average at 36 cents. It's been resistance. You see it on the charts, this whole bear market. Check this out. This is a clip. And this is of the warped wall, the American Ninja Warrior. Check this out. This is failure. This is what ADA looks like failing at the 20-week moving average. Look closely.
Competitors have a tendency to run directly into the wall.
That's failure. That's ADA in this bear market. That's what it looks like. Just boom, fail, almost, but fail, right? So here we are, we're waiting for the move again. It's what do we want to see happen? And this is where the bullish confirmation for me comes in. This is kind of where the good news starts coming in. This shift from bear to bull. And this is what I'm waiting for. So we go and we look at, well, what does success look like? What does winning look like?
The contour of the wall itself. It might look simple, but
That's what winning looks like. That's what the slow shift of momentum looks like for ADA. We want to see ADA get to the 20-week moving average, the top of the wall, and actually start closing a candle or two above it with some nice separation above it. Now, in that environment, if ADA were to do that on this weekly chart, and let me zoom in so we can kind of see this a little bit better. If ADA were to get to that 20-week moving average, that's not automatically just the bull market starting or anything like that. I want to just throw that out there. But this is a huge macro indicator that the bulls are stepping in on the macro. We're going to start seeing this shift. And this could be a multi-month shift. This isn't like a weekly thing. This could be multi-month. But getting to this 20-week moving average and above, which is right now at 36 cents, could be the indicator that we're waiting to see. Now, here's where the good news kind of comes into the charts, into the story that's being told right now. And you can see ADA as I do this video testing 30 cents. So if we look at the RSI, and this is what we're watching, the momentum shift. So it's natural to go look at the momentum oscillators. This is a slower moving momentum oscillator. You can see ADA most recently in December, the end of December, oversold for the first time. I think ADA's been oversold. It's undervalued. But from a technical perspective, it's under that 30 line for the first time ever on this chart. You can notice back here, this was COVID actually, just kind of hitting 35 area. This was actually below the 30 area, ADA was. And now the move that's happening right now, this is the first piece of good news, is coming off of that oversold area. So we're kind of bouncing out of the oversold, historically the most it's ever been, and we're making a move to the upside. Second piece of good news, in this kind of bear market where ADA has been seeing the 20-week moving average, and let me bring the chart down, this 20-week moving average resistance, so 20-week moving average resistance right there, right? And you can see the swing high on the RSI. That's the start of this trend. 20-week moving average resistance, 20-week moving average resistance, and then we go to the RSI, that trend, the trend line right there. Right now, ADA testing it strongly, breaking above that trend line. This is a really good, this is a weekly chart. So this is going back months and months and months. So this is a really good macro indicator of a slow shift that's happening. We had a very similar type of thing in this trend in the RSI going in that last bear market. You can see ADA breaking above it in December 2018. And if we look at the ADA chart then, this is what ADA was doing, right? So it wasn't like a signal that this week or that week ADA was about to go crazy or anything like that. But what the RSI was telling us was, hey, the bulls are stepping in. You see what happened with ADA after that, right? It did get a nice multi-month run, a really strong run, which is an incredibly important run on the longer term story of this chart. And then we have all this mess and COVID that kind of really chopped up all the charts in crypto. But we're getting a very similar type of reading over here on the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator. And not only that, with the move that's happening right now on the weekly, we can see ADA just coming out of the oversold on the stock RSI, quicker moving momentum oscillator with a lot of room to the upside. So this move that we're getting so far, 20% plus move for ADA, there's room. There is room for the bulls to test the 20-week moving average. And this is something that we can watch now. We have 7 days of this new week. How will this week go? And tying into all of this, and probably should have prefaced the entire video, we have a big story going this week just for all of crypto, not just Cardano. We have on January 12th CPI data coming out. This is a big deal because we know that we're waiting for these numbers to continue coming down. If they come down well below 7%, this could be a big deal for markets this week, right? We can start seeing S&P 500 potentially rallying even more at an area right now through this bear market. And I'm talking about coming off of this resistance, testing these moving averages on the daily. This is a very big resistance for S&P 500. If we can get a rally back above even to the resistance area, this could be good for ADA on this weekly. So this is something I'll be watching for the remainder of this week because this is a brand new week. But what do equity markets do this week? Crypto, ADA is reliant on that. This entire move right now could just fail. We go over to the daily chart. This is what the daily candle looks like. This could top out and just fall right back below the 50-day moving average, right around 28 cents, 28 to 29 cents. And this is a move that we've seen time and time again through this bear market. We're getting up there, we're seeing a pump, and ADA just fails to stay above these moving averages. This is the area we always talk about. the failure to stay above and get separation from these moving averages. Notice the 200-day moving average has never been tested yet in this bear market. And we're looking at right around 40 cents. So 40 cents, the 200-day moving average. And then over on the weekly, 36 cents, the 20-week moving average. So everybody, 36 to 40 cents is a huge macro area right now for ADA to test, where we can start getting more bullish macro signals if ADA handles it bullishly, if it gets there. So that's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm watching. And right now, if we zoom in, I'll do some short-term charts real quick. You know, we were tracking this inverse head and shoulders that just did not play out, right? Left head, and we were waiting for a potential right shoulder, and it's just like ADA just kind of kept going. It didn't give us that speculative setup. The target speculatively that we had is ironically right where ADA is right now, 30 cents. What we did have was kind of this broadening wedge with a breakout target of around 28 cents. So we kind of had these two speculations of 28 to 30 cents. And this is right where ADA is right now. So going into just tonight, into this new week, I'm really curious to see what ADA does at this exact price level. If ADA can get another explosive move just through this area that we've been tracking, that would be probably a very bullish thing. But I would not be surprised at all if you know, wake up tomorrow morning or something and it's just kind of consolidating within this range, 28 to 30 cents, or if not, just falling all the way back if markets are going to open red tomorrow. But time will tell. This is just very speculative what I'm watching. But most importantly, what we're tracking is, can ADA stay above the 50-day moving average, 28 to 29 cents, the 20-day moving average down to 26 cents? Can ADA just kind of start, even if it's a higher low, can it start turning the ship around? We start getting a macro bullish picture, and it all ties into this weekly chart and everything that we just discussed in the weekly and the weekly momentum of ADA in this bear market. Everybody, I hope you're doing well out there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.